Hi guys, this is Jonathan Lambert with the Mathematics Development and Support Service at National College of Ireland. And this short video, another video in our series of videos, I suppose, with dealing with probability theory and more importantly concentrating on the binomial distribution, is going to consider another example of a binomial distribution probability calculation. Okay, so another example, but let me just maybe present a scenario. This is a scenario that students have been presented with here at the National College of Ireland within their quantitative methods. Within their quantitative methods class. And the scenario goes like this. A bank estimates, so maybe I'll write down the scenario, yeah? So a bank estimates that 30% of loans, okay, will not be repaid, okay? So a bank estimates that there is a 30% probability, is really what I should say. Yeah, a bank estimates that there is a 30% probability, okay, probability, okay, that each loan, okay, will not be repaid. In other words, somebody is going to default on their loan, okay, will not be repaid back to the bank, okay. Let's say the payback probability, okay, the payback probability, okay, on a loan, okay, for each loan, okay, is independent of each other. Of each other. Okay, that's an important point for us. Okay, it's independent of each other. Okay, and let's just consider this particular scenario in a certain week. Okay, the bank gives out 10 loans. Okay, the bank gives out 10 loans. And I've got a few questions that we'd like to answer with respect to this particular scenario. Okay, so let's just see what we have. So a bank estimates that 30%, okay, that there's a 30% probability that each loan that it gives out will not be repaid, and that the payback probability for each loan is independent of each other. Okay, so just because one person doesn't pay doesn't mean that that's going to affect whether another person pays, or just in case one person doesn't pay, it doesn't affect whether they pay another loan, if that makes sense. So they're independent of each other. So the likelihood that a loan will not be repaid is 30%. That's the likelihood or the probability that a loan will not be repaid. And in a particular week, there are 10 loans that are given out by this particular bank. Okay. And I've got a few questions. And the first question is this: what is the probability that out of the 10 loans, that 6 of the loans will not be paid back? So the question is, what is the probability? Okay, that 6 loans will not be repaid back? Okay, that's the question that we have. Okay, now let's just keep in mind we have a formula that allows us to calculate these. Anytime you have one of two things that can happen: a loan is repaid, or a loan is not repaid. Okay, you have a success or you have a failure. Okay, something broke or it didn't break. Anytime you have anytime you have two possible events that can occur, we classify that as what's known as a binomial probability. And there's a formula that allows us to calculate these binomial probabilities. Okay, and the formula says this: it says the probability that so many things happen, okay, is equal to ncx times p to the power of x times 1 minus p to the power of n minus x. Okay, I have to tell you what all these things represent, where n represents the total number of objects, okay,